Hi, Kristin Zhivago here talking about revenue transformation, and this time we're talking about people. People are a massive contributor to your ability to keep promises, of course. Any interaction, every interaction they have with customers matters. Even the smallest thing matters. So it's important that your people are happy, that that they're doing their best work. They're doing the kind of work they love and they're doing their best job at it. They're giving you more than you're paying for. That's the best situation because then you get ideas that you wouldn't get on your own. I love it when one of my team comes up with something that I hadn't even thought of before, hadn't even occurred to me, new perspectives, new ways of doing things. It's fantastic. In my company, I work really hard to make this a safe place for nice people to work. So, as I've mentioned before, we don't work with jerks. We don't have any jerk clients and we don't have any jerk workers. I define a jerk as somebody who makes life harder for everyone else. And there's several methods they use. I mean, once you figure out a few of them, mostly have to do with deception or giving you one impression and then doing something else, or being nice to you, the boss, and being terrible to the people beneath them or with them, on par with them. Those are the people that just suck the life out of your company and make it really hard for your best people to do their best work. And they'll leave. I've seen it many, many times where people, especially if the boss is a jerk. Now, I'm assuming that you're not a jerk. I'm hoping you're not a jerk. The jerks lose people because they get tired. They just get tired. Even if it's the only job they love, the idea of the job, it's great for them in many ways. But man, if the boss is a jerk, that's the number one reason. Working with thousands of employees over the years, and I was a headhunter in Silicon Valley for about 5 years when I first started out. Interviewed so many people. And one of the questions was, why are you leaving your job? And the answer was usually management. It's sad, but it's true. And even if you're a good guy or gal, you still have to watch your behavior and make sure that you're not dismissing people or demeaning them without meaning to. You really have to keep an eye on how well you're treating them. We all, as business owners and leaders, have a responsibility to the world we live in. And taking care of your own people is where it starts. So there's a lot of revenue coaching that has to come with revenue transformation, in the sense that sometimes as a revenue coach, I can see where that unhappiness is or where there are issues and what you can do to improve. I've helped a lot of CEOs either help someone get into the right position or coach the person so they do their best job by changing their perspective or finding new people. I'm still recruiting for clients. It's just part of our services. We don't talk about it very much, but we do it. People buy from people. People also don't buy from people. I have the opportunity to do business with a company here where I live for my broadband services. And I swore off them a while back because it was so difficult to get help, get questions answered. I mean, even though they put all this technology in place to help you chat your way through a problem, troubleshooting, whatever. But at some point they came back to the market with a really attractive offer. And I thought, okay, I could use that. So I said, well, I swore off them, but I'll give it a try. And the sign up process was really slick. Just go online, set it up. And then after I got the unit, this was a broadband modem situation, I realized that I needed to get further service to have a special kind of cable, a fiber optic cable. And I thought, and they said on the website when I signed up, that I had that capability where I live. And then 2 different guys came out and said, no, you don't. Talk about promises broken. That was a broken promise. I bought what they said they would sell. And they said I had service at my exact location, but I didn't. And now when I talk to people, I'm going to say I left them once. I made the mistake of coming back again, and I left them a second time. And it was because their people hadn't set up processes so that the left hand knew what the right hand was doing, and the promises were broken. Happens all the time. And one of the things we do in revenue transformation is we figure out where those weaknesses are, and then we help you get rid of them. Those are barriers to the sale. And once you do get rid of those problems, then you have to promote that fact. You have to come out back to the market and positively state that you fixed that problem. That's important. People will come back to you if you, especially at the CEO level, come back and say, this wasn't good enough, we fixed it. You'd be surprised at how much business you can get when you fix something and then you tell the market about it. Honesty is a really big deal. Honesty is a big deal to your people and to the customers and to your partners. In my new book, I talk about honesty, fairness, and responsiveness. Those are the 3 characteristics that need to be top-notch when you're the boss. Got to tell them the truth, even if it's your mistake. You need to be fair. That's a big one. When people leave a company, they can leave a company just because they think what you were doing to somebody else was unfair, and they decided they didn't want to work for you because what you did wasn't fair to the other person. I've seen that a lot. So it isn't just about them. It's about how you treat everyone. And responsiveness is when you give them an assignment and they set to work and they get it done, and then you don't come back to them with your approval, like right away, it's very demoralizing. It hurts them, and they don't want to do their best work for you anymore when that adds up, or you don't show up when you say you will, or you're always late to meetings, or just being unavailable with more important things to do. It matters. So all of these things play into being a good manager, hiring the right people, and treating them in a way that makes them want to work for you as long as you're around.